Thank you very much. Welcome, welcome, Richard. I think I've been trying to get you to speak to us over a couple of months ago, ever since we started communicating, and I'm glad you managed to come online today. So I'm happy. Thank you for taking up this invitation.
Thank you very much for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So I mean, I know you obviously, but I just want you to just give us a brief, because I don't want to do the introduction. I don't want to say where you. I just want people to understand who you are, what you're doing, how come I want to interview you today.
Okay.
It will be very interesting for you to say it in your own way. Just a quick brief about where you are at this moment.
Right now, I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, in the United States, and I'm now in my father-in-law's office here because we are visiting for Thanksgiving. From we just came back from Ghana on last week Thursday. So our own house is being rented out, so we are just here for a couple of weeks. So we're just staying with the parents right now. So as I'm talking to you, I'm in my dad-in-law's office right now talking to you.
Nice. So I mean, what is it with you and United States, Tennessee, and Ghana? What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, well, I'm born and raised in Ghana, and with Tennessee, Knoxville is where my wife is from. So that's where we live right now.
You mentioned that you just came back from Ghana. So
yeah.
I suppose that you were living in the States and then you've gone to Ghana, and what's the project? What's going on? Because I know that there's something going on.
Yeah, so I've been in the US since 2013, but I've been to Ghana several times just to visit a week or couple of weeks and back. But this time we in Ghana, and we feel God has put in on our hearts to go and give back to our community in the orphanage home that I grew up in. That was early this year. We left in May this year to go back to Ghana, specifically to the orphanage home where I grew up, where I was sponsored to go back to school and taken care of and all that. We went back there to help the home, to volunteer there, to give back to the community, give back to all the kids over there, and try to give the director there some kind of break, as we are there to help him do things together. So that's why we've been to Ghana. And we've been there for 6 months. And we plan to be there the total of a year, but we've been there for the first 6 months, and we are back in the States now for just 2 weeks, and we'll be going back again in 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, in December 3rd will be the day we'll be flying back to Ghana to stay for another 6 months.
That's really nice. I mean, sometimes you always hear about people wanting to give back to communities, wanting to give back to society and where they've come from, where they live. And I think this is really good for somebody coming from an orphanage, and you want to go back and do same, trying to help people. I think it's really a blessing, if I can say, for you to even just remember that, because I know people do that. They go back to where they come from, but for you to specifically go to the same kind of space and trying to give back to the community is amazing. Thank you, brother. I think you're doing
very much for the encouragement. Thank you.
I know that you've also got another project that, if you don't mind, you want to share something to do with farming.
Yeah, farming is I love farming, but I'm not a farmer.
Okay.
As of now, well, I've started this project. It's been on my mind for years and years and years. We just don't have the capital to start it. So by God's grace, last year I started breaking the ground for the dream. So it's a farm I registered in the name of Sanka Farms, And
Okay.
somebody will say, why Sanka? A lot of people ask me, your name is Richard, and you keep saying Sanka Farms. What that means? But anyway, Sanka is, I got Sanka from a movie I watched, Cool Runnings.
Mm,
And there's this Rasta funny guy in there. He has the dreadlocks
mm,
in there, really funny guy. And his name in that movie, the character I was playing is
mm,
called Sanka.
mm,
So I love the guy so much that I want to watch any movie or any kind of act that he's in.
mm.
So I took that name and looked for the meaning, and the meaning means it's a Jamaican name given to a male child, meaning soulful,
Okay.
meaning that is something that you are attached to, something
Okay.
that is, inside of you.
Mm,
So I decided to use that for Sanka Farm because the farm has been with me for years. It's something that I don't just feel it in my body, I feel it in my soul as well. That, it's time to do that. So anyway, I started the Sanka Farms in 2016. And if you want, you can visit my page. It's Sanka Agro Farms. And I have a certificate to operate now in Ghana. And what I've started with, I registered it in a way that I can do many kinds of crops. It's not
okay.
just one kind, and do livestock. So it's kind of like a general farming certificate that
Okay.
I have. So what I'm doing right as at now, I just finished harvesting my first corn,
Wow.
and it was a success. Yeah,
That's good, man.
yeah. I was able to get the capital out of that corn, and then was able to make some profit after paying everyone, and that is very encouraging.
Really encouraging.
Even though my farmer told me, well, this year's harvest is not that great because the rain couldn't come in the time it's supposed to come, and we don't have any irrigation system on my farm yet, so we depend on the rain.
Mm,
So when it's when it didn't come well, it just doesn't help well.
yeah,
So that's what. But even though he said it's not that good, I think we are okay. It's not like we hit the jackpot, but it's better than nothing.
absolutely.
And I have some few acres of cassava as well. So cassava is supposed to be harvested right
Mhm.
now, but I'm in the States. The farmers are also busy. They want me there first before they can start harvesting because it will take a lot of people to
Okay.
do that and all that. So as at now, I'm just here for now, and when I return in a couple of weeks, I'll go back to the farm and see how far we can get to. So yeah, Sanka Farm is real. It's happening.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we on our channel, we've been trying to encourage people to get into farming, and there's a lot of people who are asking questions. And I think Ghana, it's a very good space for
Yeah,
farming. I mean, that is what we do best.
yeah,
The whole society, everywhere you grow, I know that it's
it's happening.
fertile. You
Yeah,
understand? And I've posted a couple of pictures of things that has come out from my garden, and you'll be surprised that you live in the middle of the city, Accra, and you can still get fresh plantain that is
yeah,
out of your garden. It doesn't
yeah,
happen in some parts of the world. So we are lucky on that side. We are blessed on that side, and so we're encouraging people. So this
yeah,
story, it's amazing, and definitely we will share your links with some people who want to look up to your
yeah.
farm and who want to ask questions of how you did it. And I think it's very, very encouraging.
Great.
Going forward, I mean, look at what your background is. So you somebody who is from Ghana, you live in Ghana, you came back to the States. Apart from just going back to give to the community, okay, what would you say has been the motivation behind you going back and starting something like a farm or starting something like a business? What would be the other motivation factor?
Oh yeah, it's as I said, it's been a passion
Mm,
many years to farm, but I'm not a farmer myself, so I'll need people to do that.
mm,
But the most motivation is, uh, during my ministry work, when going to villages, speaking to people, one thing I have really studied in those villages is that poverty, or in Ghana, when we are talking about poverty, poverty is when sometimes you don't even know what to eat. You are thinking about what to eat.
Mm.
And it's really difficult. I came to a conclusion that it's not because these people doesn't want to work.
Mm.
It's because of the place where they live. It makes them, it's difficult for them to find a job. You see? And there are many people there that even in our cities, there are people there who doesn't have jobs.
Mm.
So to me, my intention of pushing this forward and breaking the ground for it is to create employment for the people.
Absolutely.
You know, because a lot of people wait to say the government have to do this and the government have to do that. Coming to America is an eye opener for me. I've seen a lot of my age mates who are creating programs, who
Mm.
are just starting their own business.
Businesses, yeah.
Some, yeah, someone just sits at home with their computer and make money. They don't
Absolutely.
go anywhere. You know, but we have not gotten to that stage of technology or that kind of knowledge yet in our country, which is making us wait on the government to start something for us. And it is so difficult to go out there and see some kids with no clothing, or the clothes is so bad on them. And, you know, I just don't know how to handle that. Even though I've been through that, mine wasn't that bad, you know. So I remembered one time in 2000 and I guess that's 2010 or 2011. We visited a village in the Volta region. It's called Hojo.
Mm.
As I'm talking to you now, we've started a school there. We've built some schools there. That is for free.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's free. We don't take any fees or anything. It's just free of charge for any kid who wants to come, and we try to feed them lunch when they are there for free. So
Mm.
at least they can have a peace of mind to study.
Mm.
So I went to that. We went to that village with a team, and we took our old clothes from the orphanage home, and we took it there to donate to them.
Mm.
And we donate these clothes to the kids and everything. And we came back home to Accra, and a year later or so, we went back there to see how they are doing, because that's our mission. Is once a year we try to go there. We went back there to see how they are doing. And one of the kids I saw was wearing one of my personal shirts I gave away, torn and everything, but still wearing it. That same shirt I gave a year ago.
Yeah, go.
And that really breaks my heart. Not because I see him wearing it, but because just something that I thought I don't have enough. But given what I have, the small I have, the person has taken care of it for that long time and still wearing it. That makes me know that, yeah, I think the poverty level here in this village is even lower than what we call poverty.
Absolutely.
You know, so my dream or my mission, my hope is to create employment for the people in these villages. And why am I choosing villages and not choosing the cities to do those things? Because there are people in the city too that needs job. But these villages are the places where you can get free farmland. And, you know, and this free farmland, there are people there, all they want is just to farm.
Okay.
But they don't have the capital to buy the seeds. They don't have the money to rent the tractor, to clear the land and all those things. That is what I'm up for. That's what I'm ready for, to give out to the community so they'll be able to have jobs, so that I can pay them whilst they work for me on my farm. You know, even though it's their land, they work, I pay them to work on the land and everything. And then at the end of the harvest, we strike a deal. Like, landowners are taking maybe an acre or 2 acres. It depends on the area. It depends on how much money I've put into it. You know, I'm not after the money. Actually, I'm after creating the brand for the people. Yeah. And that's what I'm working on right now. So, you know, all what I'm making out of it right now, I will call it a peanut, you know, and it makes me happy that my capital is not just flashing down the drain, but, you know, it's still
making a
coming
difference.
back to,
it's making a difference.
yes, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
you've just described something that a lot of people that have come on our platform and a lot of people that we've interacted with, both Ghanaians and people, African Americans and Caribbeans, people in all over the world who are trying to come back, and they are asking questions as to how can they make a difference. So you've described something that is really, really important. And I just want you to quickly maybe touch on it again, on how important it is for people like that you see, especially those in the States,
Yeah.
African Americans who want to come back. I mean, I just want you to share some encouraging words for them to be able to understand that, yes, they can make a difference and there are things for them to be able to do, because a lot of people are so pessimistic that, and I don't know if you might have heard that the government of Ghana is trying to get people to come to Ghana in
Yeah.
2019 to encourage them to come and invest or to stay or just to visit. I mean,
Yeah.
let's share something quickly so that people will understand the importance of such a movement.
So the truth is this: a lot of people in America, or who has been in America for a long time, are scared to go to Africa. But that's where I'm going to start.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you people that Ghana, West Africa, Ghana is a land of peace. I'm 26 years old. I was born in 1992 and lived in Ghana till 2013. Never in my life have I ever had anything like war or anything crazy like that. We hear from other African countries, but not in Ghana. So I want to say this to them, that should be one thing that you have to put aside. Don't even think about that you are scared you're going to die, somebody's going to hurt you. Nothing like that is there. Just know that Ghana is a peaceful land and it is there to welcome anyone at all. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your color. It doesn't matter when you were born or where, anything. It doesn't matter at all. You are welcome to Ghana. Number two thing is that you can change the life of a Ghanaian just like that, especially coming from abroad. Because when you are coming from here, I'll use this as an example. Like in America here, I cannot use $500 to start a farming business, because even to buy the land, to get your property, to get it cleaned up, to get everything straightened up, even before you pay your workers, $500 will not do anything. But in Ghana, you can use $500 to start something big, especially in those villages.
I see where you're coming from.
You see? So someone will say, I want to make a difference, but I don't think I have that money.
Enough.
I'm telling you, if you quit coffee even till next 2019, if you really, really have a dream to change or to make a difference in Ghana, just don't drink a coffee. Don't drink your Starbucks for a year. And that is just giving up your coffee for somebody else's life or for your own country. Because it will blow your mind how much you can just invest in Ghana and how much you can get in return. A lot of people are worried about trying to buy a land before they can start something.
Yeah, that's also been something that people are constantly asking, that, oh, how do I get a land? So maybe you need to share your experience on how you are.
With me, to be honest with you, the land I'm using right now, I've not paid even 2 CDs for it. I've not paid any money for the land.
Are you serious? So what you're saying is you actually you haven't bought the land that you farming on?
No, I didn't pay for the land. I didn't do anything for I don't even have any documents on the land for the land. So what I do is, so this particular village I'm using right now, I don't know if you know this, but I have 2 separate farms.
Okay.
I have one in the village where the bigger one, I have like the real big one that I just did by corn harvest on, and I still have cassava on that same land. This family is, I know the family, so we went to the village, talked to them. They are like family to me. You know, through where I stayed in the orphanage home and everything. This village is where the mother of the orphanage comes from. So I talked to her. I said, listen, Mom, this is what my dream is. This is what I want to do. And I want to create jobs for your youth, because you go to the village and all the youth is doing is playing cards and just playing soccer around and don't know what to do because they live very far from the city. So I asked her, and I'm like, well, let me talk to the family and see. And the family agreed to do it. So as I'm talking to you right now, the main farmer on my land is my orphanage mom's brother.
Okay.
You know, so it's my mom now, my biological mom, but you know, she is the She's the one who took care of us in the orphanage room. The brother is the main farmer right now.
Okay.
And he goes out there to get more people when he needs help. Like if somebody needs to spray the land and all that. So he is working on his own land, and I pay him to do that.
Okay.
So anytime there's a, let's say when there's they have to clear the land, he'll go out there and get the machine to come, and then the guy with the machine will clear everything. When it's time for planting, he'll go out there, get the guys to come with him, and then so every day the people changes, but he is still the main farmer on the land.
Okay.
So I've not paid even a peso on the land. I've not paid anything. All we do is work, pay them at the end of the harvest. You come and sit down with them and strike a percentage, because I would prefer you strike a percentage after the harvest, because if you do it before the harvest, you might lose your capital.
Okay.
Because things happens, you know. As I'm talking to you right now, that my cassava is still in the ground. So the weird thing is the rain didn't really come down much for the corn, but it's now coming too much for the cassava.
Okay.
So right now, some of my cassava can go bad.
Okay.
And if I should have struck a percentage and said, hey, you are taking 2 acres and I'm taking so and so before the harvest. If we harvest now, after the harvest, and I've seen that even I've lost more than 3 acres, then I'm losing big time, you know,
Okay.
and that shouldn't happen.
I mean, the way you, I can understand this arrangement, but then somebody will ask, I know not this arrangement might not work for everybody, you understand? And so, but it's nice to know that it's something that is there.
Yeah.
It's something that people can look into, where you can sort of get some arrangements with landowners and other farmers, because one of the things that people are also very much sometimes concerned is land ownership in Ghana.
Yeah.
So I mean, we know about the news. We know about some of the problems that people are going through, whereby even if you buy a land, it could even turn out to be something else. And so, I mean, just to put it in perspective for people to understand that this arrangement might not be for everybody, but it's something that is available for them. And if they want to take something like that, I think they can look into it.
Yeah.
How has it been transition-wise? I mean, I know that for yourself, and you've been going to Ghana even, but I don't think you've actually gone to stay in Ghana for this long before.
No.
So in saying that, how has the transition been, especially lifestyle in Ghana, where you live, traffic, and I mean movement, and I mean, but I mean every country has got its own dynamics. So for me, I don't compare. I like the way Ghana is, because this is what Ghana is. There's a lot of things that we can improve, but I just want you to just share with us how lifestyle has been throughout the process and for the past 6 months that you were in Ghana.
Oh, well, it's been interesting, you know. That's where I was born and raised, but there are some things you see and you're like, really? That really just happened, you know. But Ghana is a great place. I love it. You know, the traffic is number one thing. The traffic is so slow sometimes, and you just want to blow up your mind, because, you know, sometimes people want you to meet them at this time, and then you want to leave the house maybe 30 minutes early or 40 minutes early, because, you know, maybe it's just 20 minutes away, and then sometimes you still get there late. But so the traffic, you know, is just with patience. And sometimes if you know your route very well, you can choose to go the other route instead of going the main roads, you know, because everyone uses the main road. So to me, sometimes I'm in Nungwa. I live in the Nungwa estate area, and when I'm going to Accra, I don't just get on the main beach road and start driving towards Labadi and go to Accra. I go the back way. I go through Teshi and get into. I even sometimes go on sprinters. You know, it's later sometimes further out, but it makes you get there on time sometimes. So yeah, that's one of the things that, you know, and And you know, this one I'm not going to lie about. I'm not going to just sit back and say it's because I'm from Ghana, so I have to deal with it. Being in America for a while and going back, the weather really spanks you. It's not easy. You
Yeah.
know, it got to a point where just breathing becomes not that easy. You just
Mm.
like, wow, I just need, you know, that, you know, there are some people who are fortunate enough to have air conditions in their houses and stuff like that. They will enjoy it. I do not have any, so I just use the fan, and it's not easy, but we manage it. That's home. But the truth is, after a few weeks, you just get adjusted to it, and you know, you roll with it. You know, so the transition, you know, and to me, I like my African food, so the
Mm.
food wasn't a problem for me at all. I
Mm.
like it. I love my food. You know, even coming back here, even though I miss some of my burgers, miss some of the Chick-fil-A's and stuff like that, I still I still know that home is home and my food is my food. Nothing can change that. So, you know, some people might have difficulties with the food and all that, but you just have to try it to know whether you
Mm.
like it or not. Don't just sit and say, ew, that looks, you know. And one thing I've learned is in America is a lot of people don't put all their food together in one plate.
Okay.
You know, even if your food is on the same plate, they are all kind of separated around. In Ghana, you know, your chicken, your rice, everything is boom, you know, everything is mixed up. And some people are like, ew, that looks gross. But I'm telling you, you just have to take a bite and you know, and judge yourself. So don't I'm just encouraging these people, when you get there, don't look at the food and just think that this really is gross, so I can't even put it in my mouth. Just try it. You know,
Mm.
there are so many different kind of foods that you can try. And if you just think Ghana food is not for you, now Ghana is developing really fast. They
Mm.
have so many malls around now. You know, when I went to, you know, everyone must heard of, you know, Accra Mall before. It's there. There's some really good food there. You know, you have some international food. You can get some fries there. But in Ghana, they call it chips.
Mm.
So sometimes you go there and say you want to buy fries, people stare at you like a certain way, and you
Mm.
know, and they have burgers. They have some really nice burgers.
That's a good account of your experiences in Ghana. So in a nutshell, if you want to say that, what has been the highlight of your journey in terms of the decision that you took to be able to go to Ghana and spend a year and trying to work on your project and your farming and all that? What would you say has been the highlight of that? And if there's anything that you wish could be done in Ghana to make life a little more easier for people like yourself who want to
Yeah.
come to Ghana, what would you think should be? Because I know that people come and they have challenges in terms of even sometimes even maybe trying to start a business or trying to registration document. I mean, so in a nutshell, what has been the highlight and what do you think can be changed to make life easier for people who want to come? Because don't forget,
Um,
for you, it's even different because you have stayed in Ghana before. I can
yeah.
imagine somebody who has never been to Ghana, who is not a Ghanaian yet, but
Yeah.
who wants to now come and take up citizenship
Yeah.
and stay in Ghana.
To me, I just my most thing is just I wish the government can actually implement laws that actually works in the country. You know, laws that will be set up and said, hey, this is what it is, and if you do this, you're going to jail or you'll be fined. You
Mm.
know, because uh, for example, in the States here, you know, I'm just using this place because this is the only place I've been to. I've been to other African countries, but internationally, like this where I've been, and I've seen the major difference in terms of how we handle our things. So,
Mm.
you know, excuse me if I keep using Ghana, America to compare Ghana.
Mm.
I'm just using Tennessee. So let's say just the size of Ghana, you know.
Mm.
So if the law comes out that, hey, when you are driving on the street and you drink a bag of water, don't throw the bag through the window, else you'll be arrested, put in jail, or being fined. People should know that that is really going to work.
But
It's
no,
not something that they just throw it out.
let me come in. I'm not going to cut you.
All right.
There are laws.
Yeah.
So there are laws against those things in Ghana.
Yeah, I know there are laws, but that's why I'm saying that if the government will push on it to make
enforcement, okay.
Yes, to enforce it, because right now the only thing I am scared for people who has never been to Ghana coming in is that they might run into a trouble thinking a law will help them out to get this thing straightened up, and it's not going to happen like that.
That is a very interesting take.
You know,
I think it's something that you put in it very real, and I think it's good to know.
We in Ghana, let's say, like the land issue you are talking about, you know, the land, people want to buy land, but you can go and buy land and then you get trouble with that land. But if the government has put its feet down, I know that there are laws protecting lands and stuff. That's why they have the land commission.
Yeah.
But when things happens like that, and then the government cannot come in because you have the right document to support you to finish that quickly, it is very painful, because we are going with the organization I'm working for in Ghana. We are going through that right now.
Really?
You know, yes, we are going through that right now, and it's so painful that we are in a country where we have laws, but it's not enforced in a way that even the poor cannot enjoy it. You know, so what we've been going through right now, I can say, if we do not have people supporting us financially to take care of these things, I'm telling you, we will just lose that land for free.
Just pack up. Yeah.
You know, so just think about it. Someone who is not rich, someone who doesn't have the money to pay the courts, to pay a lawyer, to pay this, to pay that, I'm telling you, it's just going to go away. So, you know, as I saw your post yesterday about talking to the National Communication Authority, and things have been, you know, these are some of the things that we Ghanaians have to push to make the government help us enforce some of these laws.
That's very, very true. And I think one of the things that I would also encourage, that some of these differences can come when people like yourself, people who have experienced something different,
are
able to come and influence society. Because it is so easy for you to sit somewhere and then expect that change could happen when you are not in the system.
No.
And so it's even, I'm trying to play this card so that it wouldn't be a negative for people to come.
Yeah.
It's actually a positive for them to be there and try and change the system.
Exactly.
Because change, everybody wants, but change is it's difficult to have change. And so for us to be able to help and drive this change, I am trying to encourage as many people who have seen, somebody may say, the light, who knows how customer service is supposed to run, who knows how laws are supposed to be enforced, who knows how people need to fight for their rights, who knows how to be able to help society.
Exactly.
If you have those people who understand those things, they have to come into the system and try and influence the bad nuts. So it's challenging, it's difficult, but the only way to it is when you are here to be able to help drive it. And so yes, I appreciate the way you've put it, the challenges, but the challenges could be solved between us as long as we are ready to get this done. So I really, really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
I think you've given us a really good insight as to how people can come and try and assimilate themselves into Ghana, and hopefully we would enjoy, because the bigger agenda is we want to be able to build a society, build an organization, to be able to bring all people from different backgrounds, but all being descendants of Africa together. And the idea is, when we are able to do that, we would be able to support and help people from everywhere, knowing that they are part of us. it sounds very daunting. It sounds out of reach, but as you and I have talked to on this before, it could be done.
Oh yeah.
As long as we have a
Sure.
purpose and we have an objective. So yes, thank you very much for today.
Thank you for your time too.
Yes.